This morning what we're going to do is read a book called Moret on the High Wire. Have you guys ever read it? Anybody ever read it? You read it? You know, okay. So first I want to ask you guys, one of the things that Moret is going to do, what do you think about a high wire? Have you heard of a high wire? What is a high wire? Yeah, like a circus where you're walking across a tightrope. Is that scary? You think that's scary? Yeah.
You may fall off.
Have you done it?
You may fall off.
And you may fall off. So, my question when we first get started here is, I want you to think about, have you ever done anything that was really scary? And did you have to work hard? In this book, you'll find out she has to work really hard to be able to do this, because it's hard, and it's scary. Okay, so I want you to think about that, and then we'll come back to it a little bit. Alright, so this is Moret on the High Wire by Emily Arnold McCulley. So this is Moret right here. 100 years ago in Paris, when theaters and music halls drew traveling players from all over the world, the best place to stay was at the Widow Guiteau's, a boarding house on English Street. Acrobats, jugglers, actors, and mimes from as far as Moscow and New York reclined on the widow's feather mattresses and devoured her kidney stews. So here's some of the actors. There's a mime right there. And this is Widow Guiteau. She's making her stew. Madame Guiteau worked hard to make her guests comfortable. And also did her daughter, Moret. The girl was an expert at washing linens, chopping leeks, paring potatoes, and mopping floors. She was a good listener, too. Nothing pleased her more than to overhear the vagabond players tell of their adventures in this town and that along the road. A vagabond is somebody who just travels a lot and doesn't really sit still. Like you guys, we have a house you live in, right? A vagabond is somebody that keeps moving, and they don't really stay for very long in a certain place. Okay? One evening, a tall, sad-faced stranger arrived. He told Madame Guiteau he was Bellini, a retired high-wire walker. "I am here for a rest," he said. I've just the room for you, Monsieur Bellini, in the back, where it's quiet," she said. "But it's on the ground floor with no view." "Perfect," said the stranger. "I will take my meals alone." So he's sad. You guys like to be sad?
Yeah.
You do like to be sad?
No.
No. I don't either. I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if maybe he'll become a little more joyful here in a minute. The next afternoon, when Moret came for the sheets, there was the stranger crossing the courtyard on air. Moret was enchanted. Of all the things a person could do, this must be the most magical. Her feet tingled, as if they wanted to jump up on that wire beside Bellini. So here's Moret. Who's this? Yeah, the stranger, yeah. Moret worked up the courage to speak. "Excuse me, Monsieur Bellini, I want to learn to do that," she cried. Bellini sighed. "That would not be a good idea," he said. "Once you start, your feet are never happy again on the ground." "Oh, please teach me," Moret begged. "My feet are already unhappy on the ground." But he shook his head. Moret watched him every day. He would slide his feet onto the wire, cast his eyes ahead, and cross without ever looking down, as if in a trance. So there she is, begging him to teach her how. Finally, she couldn't resist any longer. When Bellini was gone, she jumped up on the wire to try herself. Her arms flailed like windmills. In a moment, she was back on the ground. Bellini made it look easy. Surely she could do it too if she just kept trying. In 10 tries, she balanced on one foot for a few seconds. In a day, she managed 3 steps without wavering. Finally, after a week of many, many falls, she walked the length of the wire. She couldn't wait to show Bellini. So here she is, her first try, and she fell here. Now she's getting used to it, getting the hang of it over here. So. She fell, yeah, at the beginning. You guys ever fall down when you first try something?
Yeah.
Who's ridden a bike? Can anybody ride a bike without training wheels? All of you almost?
I
You don't have one. Gotta get a bike. Yeah, it's kind of fall down a lot, don't you? I remember when I was a kid, I fell down a lot. Yeah.
I fell down.
Before you really learn how to ride it. He was silent for a long time. Then he said, "In the beginning, everyone falls. Most give up, but you kept trying. Perhaps you have talent as well." "Oh, thank you," said Moret. She got up 2 hours earlier every day to finish her chores before the sun shone in the courtyard. The rest of the day was for lessons and practice. Bellini was a strict master. He never let your eyes stray, he told her day after day. Think only of the wire and crossing to the end. Serious teaching. When she could cross dozens of times without falling, he taught her the wire walker's salute. Then she learned to run, to lie down, and to turn a somersault. "I will never ever fall again," Moret shouted. "Do not boast," Bellini said, so sharply that Moret lost her balance and had to jump down. So that's another lesson too. We have to make sure we don't boast, right? As soon as we do, a lot of times we fall down like that. One night, an agent from Astley's Hippodrome in London rented a room. He noticed Bellini on his way to dinner. "What a shock to see him here," he exclaimed. "See who?" asked the mime. "Why, the great Bellini. Didn't you know he was in the room in the back?" "Bellini, the one who crossed Niagara Falls on a 1,000-foot wire in 10 minutes?" asked the mime. So he was going to his room. Other gentleman realized who it was. And on the way back, stopped in the middle to cook an omelet on a stove full of live coals. Then he opened a bottle and toasted the crowd. The agent recalled, "My uncle used to talk about that," said the juggler. Bellini crossed the Alps with a basket tied to his feet, fired a cannon over the bull ring in Barcelona, walked a flaming wire wearing a blindfold in Naples. The man had the nerves of an iceberg, the agent said. So here he is making an omelet. Crazy. Firing a cannon. What do you guys think it means to say that he has the nerves of an iceberg? Does anybody know? What do you think?
That he's scared.
Well, if nerves of